Alrighty guys, welcome back to Fog Wrestling, here to preview tonight's WWE NXT. We're going to get the New Year's Evil Fallout, and we're going to continue to get the build up to NXT Vengeance Day, which will be headlined by, of course, the champion Braun Breaker versus the challenger Grayson Waller inside a steel cage match. So yeah, shout out by the way to Wrestling Headlines, bringing you the preview tonight. Well, I'm bringing you the preview, but I'm basically reading off an article that they wrote. So yeah, I'll give a shout out to Wrestle Headlines. That sounds pretty fair to me. Yeah, but yeah, tonight's NXT, what will it be like? What will it do in terms of the build to the next pay-per-view? I tell you what though, I think the WWE has declined. I'm not saying the first show of the new year was good, I'm not saying that. However, I feel like the first three shows, I felt like the first Raw, NXT and SmackDown of the new year, they felt like bigger shows. They felt like pretty good shows. They felt like a lot of shows that they were trying to build around and they put a lot of hype into and they were promoting them as big shows. But I do feel like since then, I feel like every show's got gradually worse. So hopefully NXT can stop the Raw. I don't think NXT can be any worse than Raw was last night. Raw was pretty damn poor, to say the least. But anyway, let's look at what we have here. Tyler Bate making his return to NXT, and apparently he is returning to stay now. He's fixed whatever personal problems he had. I think that's what he cut, like a little backstage. No, it wasn't even a segment. It was like a vignette, basically saying that he's sorted things out now and he's here to stay on NXT. Honestly, I do not care for Tyler Bate, Mustache Mountain, or whatever. I've no one. You look at Tyler Bate, you look at Grayson Waller, you know who the star is, man. You know who's got the potential, you know who's got the character, you know who could become a big thing in wrestling, and you know who belongs on the indies. So yeah, Tyler Bate for me, he does nothing. Jinder Mahal, he returned last week. Will we follow up on Jinder's return? Maybe the modern day Maharaja. Let's see what the former world champion can do. I'm still shocked to this day that he beat Randy Orton. That felt like the biggest, shock ever when Jinder Mahal, won that world. I legit could not believe when Jinder Mahal won that belt, man. Yeah, madness, absolute madness. So, yeah, will there be title gold in Jinder Mahal's future? Who knows? Maybe. I don't really see it. Could he be a potential future champion for Braun Breaker if Braun Breaker holds on to the NXT belt much longer? Possibly. But yeah, for me, I don't really know where Jinder Mahal's career's going. I think he had his run as champion. Hopefully he enjoyed his run as champion, because I don't think he's going to get another one. But we'll find out what he does tonight after his return. Axiom and Apollo Crews are teaming up to take on Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. It should be interesting enough match. I just don't really like Axiom, but I like the other guys, so it's all good. We've got Gallas. They returned last week. Tonight they're taking on Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs. They attacked them last week before the gauntlet match and basically just took their place. So this is a chance for Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs to get revenge. Will they get revenge? Maybe. I guess we will find out. And last but not least, it's not mentioned here in the preview, but I believe there should be some sort of, not even fallout, but you would expect something between Toxic Attraction, JC Jane, and Gigi Dolan, considering last time we seen them, they were in that Women's Battle Royal. They essentially tied. The match finished in a draw due to both feet touching the floor at the same time. So I wonder if we'll get some sort of promo, some sort of segment backstage with them. Possibly we'll see what happens. Roxanne Perez is going to have to face both of them at NXT Vengeance. We know the match is pretty much going to play out 2-on-1, but it will be interesting to see, I guess, if Toxic Attraction are still on good terms, because last week JC Jane said she was willing to give up the match. She was going to let Gigi Dolan win, then she betrayed Gigi Dolan. So even though they both won, even though they both have the title shot, it wouldn't really make sense if Gigi Dolan just completely ignores what happened. So will there be any friction? between these two? We'll find out, I guess, tonight. And last but not least, we didn't mention it, but I think we're going to get some sort of sit-down, some sort of face-to-face between Braun Breaker and Grayson Waller. It looks like they will discuss the ending of their match last week, which I thought was really good. We know the show ended with Shawn Michaels making another match, steel cage match for NXT Vengeance. So, yeah, hopefully we get some good stuff tonight. There's really not that much to preview. Looking at the preview, it doesn't look like an appealing episode of NXT, that's for sure. But who knows? Sometimes they can surprise you. Sometimes it's better to have low expectations going into a show, because then you're not really expecting much. And if anything half decent happens, then sometimes it's actually not bad. But on other occasions, shows get hyped up big time, and then you go into it and it's very disappointing and you feel underwhelmed. So yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. The preview, not much to go by, but hopefully we get a better show than we do from last night's Raw. Anyway guys, that's it from Fog Wrestling. We'll bet your NXT review to you later on tonight. So yeah, mate, stay tuned for that. Catch you in the next one. Until then though, peace.